Hello, I am Baymax. You will be alright. There.
Blockbuster movies and TV shows. Joe Kelly is a comic creator that helps make them. Kelly got his first break while in grad school at NYU Tisch. And now, 25 years later, with the global pandemic swirling, he's worried about the brick-and-mortar comic book stores that helped inspire these movies.
Hi, I'm Ben Tennyson. I have this alien device that lets me turn into anything I want.
It's a wild time, and I do think that, like many industries, we are going to come out of it different than we went into it.
And a good morning to you, J. Jonah Loudmouth.
Before he shows his face in my city again.
My name's Peter Parker, and I'm Spider-Man.
Even though tweens and teens go in droves to see movies like The Avengers and Captain Marvel, Kelly says it doesn't translate to sales of comic books.
You would have thought the movies would drive everybody in the way that, like, a blockbuster, like an Oprah Book Club book, you do a movie like that and the sales go through the roof. It hasn't really had that direct effect.
UC San Diego professor Shauna Kidman shares his fear. She is the author of Comic Books Incorporated, a book that chronicles the struggles of the industry. She's worried the pandemic could push comic book stores into an abyss.
So you have a struggling industry, and this crisis is aggravating all of the aspects of the industry that were already struggling.
And Kidman says, with Diamond Comics Distributor closing as a result of COVID, stores can't get books. Diamond Comics Distributor is a key part of the supply chain.
For some retailers, it means they're done. If they don't get product from Diamond, they have no source of income, even if they were trying to do curbside pickup or subscriptions for their loyal customers. So it means failure for some retail shops that were living on thin margins.
The big two comic book companies, Marvel and DC, have temporarily switched to digital-only comics, hoping to keep sales up during the pandemic.
There's a digital market, which I just don't know that has ever hit the promise that people were hoping it was going to.
Professor Kidman agrees. Comic book fans like the real thing.
The folks who read comic books tend to be more they like physical, tangible media. And I think the community in comic books is also really important, which you lose in a digital market.
And the comic book community has taken a huge hit with the cancellation of Comic-Con 2020 in San Diego. The event brings together more than 100,000 fans each year.
Having that direct interaction with fans is huge. And so to get to learn that and to not feel like you're just screaming into a vacuum or putting out a product that people read and throw away, it's fuel. It's fuel for the soul part of it.
But New York City collector Joe Albano refuses to let COVID kill comic books.
I've been a comic fan for 27, 28 years now, so it's been around throughout all the bad stuff and good stuff and everything in my life. It's always been there.
But Kelly is worried. He is seeing some of his favorite haunts close.
A lot of stores close, sadly, because everything's on this 30-day cycle. They order the books. If the books get sold, they pay their rent.
To help save the comic book industry from extinction, fans are banding together on social media to start fundraisers for their favorite comic book stores.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
We just did there was a fundraiser going around on Twitter. I've contributed a couple of things. Plenty of people raised a lot more money than I did, but it was nice to feel like I was doing something.
Doing something for an industry, he says, means so much to him.
Comics literally changed my life. So that I kind of can't overstate. I'd be lying if I didn't say that was pretty important.
And Joe Albano agrees. Comic books must prevail over the pandemic.
It's important to people that they have those heroes to, fall back on or look up to, whatever it may be. So it's important for us.
Comic books have not yet finished their own heroic quest. For NYU Tonight, this is Dennis Aaron.